of your screen. On third down, it's picked off. This should be a touchdown. There goes Turner. Welcome to the game, Chris Turner. His third play in the game, and it results in a touchdown. And now in the XFL, Landry Jones is trying to get right. He's going to unload deep down the sideline. Caught! First down, Dallas. First catch of the game for Joshua Crockett. And Dallas gets out of the shadows of the end zone with a 39-yard completion.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode, another show, another day. Welcome week. To the 1%. Let's clap it up real quick. Yo, welcome guys. Welcome to the 1% show. Man, I'm your host, Jordan Smallwood. Right here to my right of me,
Chris Turner.
And then we got a special guest. Special guest, guys. Look, we got a special guest. This is going to be a good one. Carter Fletch.
Hey.
Carter Fletch, man. How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
You blessed, huh?
I'm blessed, man.
Man. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome. I am so excited about this topic because today we're talking about health and wellness. Mm-hmm. And I think health and wellness is something big. It's important. And one of the things I know is that I'm big on health and wellness. Yeah. I'm big on fitness. I'm big on lifestyle. So I definitely want to talk about this. But before we talk about this, man, let's just talk about the basic stuff. How is your week going?
My week's going good, man. Before I get into it, man, I want to give a shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
You know my boy Josh, man. I know you out there still in our prayers, man. I hope your mom doing good.
Yeah.
But my week going good, man. My week has been great, man. Grinding as usual. Just doing the regular, man. The same old thing.
Yeah, man. I think what's important is that this week is really big for me because I think for what I've learned is a lot of just new things about myself. And what I've learned from myself is that, first of all, I can build a fence. Man, I've been working on fence and stuff, and I can build a fence. I can get things going, man. Look, my handicraft skills is kicked in.
Okay.
I've learned some stuff, man. Now, look, you ask me to build your fence, I'll go back there and build your fence, $200.
$200?
$200. Nah, I'm going more than that. I'm going more than that.
What type of fences we build?
The backyard.
I'm like, what lumber we using? What type of design we doing? Are we going that far? Now
my man. He asking too much. He lost me. But he lost me now. But when I'm talking about building fences, I'm talking about the backyard. Let's keep it real simple.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, we can do the simple
stuff.
We'll
keep the simple stuff, man.
I know the rest.
I definitely was telling myself this, that I was like, when I was building the fence, I was like, yeah, somebody gonna like this.
Somebody gonna like this
when I get it.
Somebody gonna enjoy this
when I get married, somebody gonna like me building the fence.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, man, how was your week, man? How's your week been?
My week's been good, man. It's always progressive. It's always me learning something new.
Yeah.
And it's always some type of task or some type of obstacle I'm gonna face every week if it's a question from one of my clients or something like that, or even a question from somebody that's close to me that just needs some advice on nutrition or anything that has to deal with working out. I get them, and sometimes I don't know everything, and I have to go do my research for them, and then I come back and provide them that information.
Yeah, because one of the things that I know is that health is important, and everybody got a lot of questions to ask. And we're gonna talk about some of these questions.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
We're gonna talk about these. Look, I was over here like this.
I'm ready.
I want my abs to look really better. How do I get the right oblique looking good at the left?
Yeah.
I'm ready for the show.
But other than that, man, one thing I have to say from this thing overall of the week that I've been learning, something new about this week is just I've learned as I was building the fence on some real talk. The patience. It takes patience. And it takes that one step at a time, focus, because I'll be out there like this. Man, it's hot out here. Or it's raining outside, right? It's been raining for the past couple days. And I'm like this, I ain't building no fence. I'm about to go upstairs and sleep. My pop's over here, he's telling me, man, you better get up there and build that fence. I'm like, man, I ain't building no fence, man. You got me all in bed. But he's teaching me something every week. So I'm learning something new, man. I'm learning about just the all around being a male, man. It's the alpha. You know, you gotta learn how to take care of your home, take care of your, you know, your area, your safe zone. So that's something new I've been learning. Before we get into it, anything new you learned or
something new I've learned?
Yeah, let me hear something for you.
Your pops can bowl.
Oh, let's not get into that conversation.
He can bowl.
Are you a bowler?
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
I'm a bowler.
We'll talk about that one.
Yeah,
okay.
That's something. Oh man, I learned I talk trash to the wrong person. That's what I learned in that situation.
Yeah.
Stay away from him on the bowling alley.
Yeah, shout out to my pops, man. He lucky he won this weekend. It was his birthday, so let's break this down real quick. It was his birthday weekend.
Okay.
And I know you're probably asking us like, man, what happened? Well, we won't tell you what happened, man. It was his birthday weekend. We chilling. I'm talking trash. I ain't gonna lie. I'm saying, man, I'm about to just beat you like you stole something.
Okay.
I'm rolling my strikes, you know, 1 or 2. Then I get kind of, you know, sluggish, spare here and there, right?
I started off straight in the gutter. my first ball went straight to the gutter.
Yeah, so
mine started off rough.
We was actually a team. And so, you know, my pops.
Oh, we serious?
Oh, yeah, we
were serious.
We had 2 different teams. And then, like, you know, my team, we were starting off strong. And he looking at us like, okay. And I guess
like
he did his little old man dance with this. And that was it. That boy was strike, man. And I was
like 3 strikes.
So he got into a rhythm.
He got into a mean rhythm. It was like God said, nah,
he had like 7 strikes.
You can't do that with vets.
Yeah.
You know, once they get their warm up, they get the little kinks out and everything.
Kinks out, and I sat there and I said, you know what, God, is this something that I need to work on?
What? Like
I was like, I know I'm getting my steps in, I'm rolling. Man.
You know what that remind me of? You remember Fresh Prince when he was at he was doing the pool with Uncle Phil. He brought out Lucille.
Yes.
Your dad with his ball.
Yes.
And
when he brought that ball out, I said, what is this? He showed him all the time. He said, I got something for you, right?
Yeah.
Showed them all.
Man, overall, man, that was fun. That was a good weekend. But let's get into it. Y'all ready for the show? I mean,
absolutely.
Let's talk about Carter Fletch, man. Let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about your background. Give me some info about
Carter Fletch.
Yeah, so
I need to know where did Carter Fletch come from?
I got you.
It sounds superhero.
Yeah, I got you. I'm preaching it. Thank you.
A superhero.
So I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I got to Texas May 2018.
Awesome.
I went to school. I went to 2 different schools. I played D2 basketball at Lane College. That's in Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay.
That's at HBCU.
Okay.
Kind of got fed up, tired of being a number. Played pro-am a little bit. Went back to University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, where I finished with a dual bachelor's in kinesiology and psychology.
Wow.
Then I went off and was a personal trainer, worked at a supplement store, decided to work on some certifications. So ended up getting a nutrition certificate and then also got my personal training certificate as well too.
Okay.
Yeah. So worked in corporate America. So I worked at AT&T, corporate center in Brookfield, Wisconsin, where I handled portfolios for small businesses and helping them build their business.
Okay, so you was a businessman.
Yeah, man. But you know what, man? It was corporate America wasn't really my thing, man. And it was more so, man. I had always been in the gym my whole life, and been around athletes, and I had to get back to that, man.
Yeah.
Because you had to find that happiness and that even balance, man. I had to get back to
find something that you love.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Push yourself. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
That's something I couldn't do. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Corporate America, I was trying my best. I was like, maybe I can get into it after football, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with sports because
I done tried it.
You tried it?
I done tried it.
Man, you didn't try it. You don't know what you're talking about.
Can't do it.
I've tried it. I know I've tried it.
Yeah.
But overall, I respect the people that do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not easy. It's actually hard.
Yeah.
You gotta change your mindset. Well, for us athletes, going to something like that, you're like, man, I'm sitting at a desk or I'm writing these notes down for information about something. I'm like, nah, man.
It's not.
And they love hiring athletes.
They do.
Love it.
They do because we teamwork building. We know leadership. We know how to handle
competitive nature.
Yeah. But man, we have a short attention span.
Oh my God!
I will tell you that right now.
Oh my God!
I lose track so easy.
If a bird flew over my head, I'm probably gonna do it.
We'd be like this. You got a squirrel. You got
squirrel. Get back to work, Jay. Oh, my bad. Yeah, so
God.
I definitely, man, I like that, bro. Okay, so you've been in the game for a little bit.
Yeah, yes, 2008.
2008, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
2008.
You know, black don't crack, man. I can't even tell.
Man, 2008, I've been in the game, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
Feels
so
like-
I've been doing my research though, because I mean, I had to look Carter Flex. I was like, man, who is this dude? So you play a little bit of basketball, huh?
Yeah, I did play basketball, man. That was my pride and joy, man. I
So
loved it, man.
So give me somebody who's your like favorite basketball player.
Oh man, you know,
Chris.
Wait. This is the thing. This is the thing, though. What era are we talking?
Man, let's talk. Okay, let's talk in the.
Ooh, I want to
I want
let
you to. You're the basketball. You're the
talking?
basketball man. So
Yeah,
What era are we talking about? I'm a historian.
Okay, let me
Okay,
go.
let me hear this one.
Let me go. Other 2000s.
Oh, okay. To the early 2000s.
Early 2000s. 2000s.
Early 2000s. I'm going Allen Iverson.
AI.
AI was a monster.
AI over Kobe.
Ooh.
During that time, yeah.
AI over Kobe.
And the only reason I'm saying that is because he was 6'1".
He was different.
He
Man.
was battling.
Yeah.
Dog.
He was
AI
a dog. Don't get me
man.
wrong. Kobe was a dog
Oh yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
But Kobe knew he had a battle with this
Mhm.
little 6'1" dude. And I don't even think AI was 6'1".
I
To be
think, yeah,
real.
AI
They
6'1" and
they pushed-
an animal.
I think he might have been 6'1". Maybe.
So he might have been 6 foot exactly.
Or
Yeah.
5'11".
AI was
Oh man.
and a dog.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But
So-
that's my
He
guy.
changed
Man.
the game. I get it.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't.
my
I can't argue with that. AI was that guy.
Did you see the Michael Jordan document?
Yeah. But you know what, man?
Oh no.
You can see yourself become a villain because he was just a killer.
He was.
And he just had
He
a
was,
competitive mindset
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to win. But you will see how the media will villainize and make you look like a villain after
You have
you've been a hero so
So
long.
So long.
You could be a hero so long that you turn into a villain.
And it take one mistake or one bad game, whatever, and they just like, oh yeah.
They're trying to
turned
find
on
you.
you.
And
They're trying to find
you got to remember, we're in a different time where people get awards for effort.
Mhm.
His time, they didn't
You
get
get no
awards for
award for
effort.
Uh-huh.
You had to produce.
You,
It was
you
execution.
get a pat on the back and say you better go next year.
Uh-huh.
You don't get no banner, no ribbon, nothing like that.
Why do you get a trophy for second place?
Yeah, you don't. You do now. You do now though.
Do now.
in this age,
now.
you do now. And it's more like, congratulations for being second. You like, man, why do I need the second place in my house? I'm gonna look at it as second place.
Remind me that I lost.
I remember for me when I in track, I ran track in high school and everything. You know, you get a second place medal and all that stuff. And I'd be hanging up on my wall, and I'd be like, yeah, and then I look at it and go, why do I got second place on my wall? Like, what does that mean for me?
I'm not putting that up.
Ow.
I'll put that in the closet.
I put that money in
Yeah,
storage.
you don't want to
Put that
look
in the
at that.
closet.
I donate that money.
Yeah.
Man. Other than that, okay, so I saw also you was a bodybuilder. Is
Yeah,
that something that you
I-
want to talk about too?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm an amateur bodybuilder. I still compete with the NPC.
Mm-hmm.
That's the National Physique Committee. That's a league I'm a part of.
Okay.
I started at 2012.
Okay.
I did my first show 2013. But I was introduced to full-fledged bodybuilding in 2008 by a best friend of mine, his dad. And, this is when basketball was no longer fun for me. And I'm like, I'm 6'2", and I'm a $176.
About to start bodybuilding.
And I'm like,
Oh wow.
Whoa,
at this
my
point,
God.
I'm a man. I'm like, man, I need some muscle
What
or
was
something.
What was your age?
at this time?
Oh, man, I was 19, 20 years old.
Chris,
at the
I'm
time.
telling you, you
Yeah,
can be a
bro,
bodybuilder though.
19,
Hey,
you
I
got
was,
it.
ni- I was,
I
ni-
need
I was
Yeah.
19, 20 at the
I
time.
need you.
Yeah.
I was 19 or 20 at the time, and you know what, man? I got in the gym, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be a skinny dude no more. I want to. To me, in my mind, masculinity was strength and being strong and being muscular, and that's what I grew up seeing. So I'm like, all right, man, I gotta break 200 at least. I'm a grown man.
At least.
I didn't break 200, so I got to college.
Man, yeah, right, man. I want to break 200. So, man,
still
from
ain't
there, man, my buddy, man, this man had books.
Mm.
And I already was in school for kinesiology and psychology, but he started passing me books.
Wow.
And this is Man, it's so funny, man. YouTube had just was like getting on and popping, man. They was just getting on and popping, man. And I watched almost every video on YouTube.
On YouTube, everything?
Everything.
I do that nowadays.
I'm
like,
up at night like this, eating a piece of broccoli. What's that?
What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
What is this going to help me build?
Yeah, man. It was a lot of research. It was a lot of reading. It was a lot of trial and error.
Wow.
You know, and I think the big thing is people don't understand you're going to fail a lot. You're going to fail a lot. And you're going to be like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing because you want to keep going through that. You learn what worked for you and you learn what doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn about the myths of stuff. And you're going to be like, that just don't make any sense.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the myths.
I'm going to try it. So, man, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
It's been a journey.
Man, that's something incredible. How we met is crazy because we met at the barbershop.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at the barbershop, man, I'm sitting there. I'm about to get my hair cut. You know, normal thing. Me and Josh just sitting there. He wasn't there at the time. He was just about to come into town. And so we about to get a haircut, man. We just chopping it up, man. He was just telling us about the nutrition side of things.
Yeah.
What's right, what's wrong, the real things. Especially us athletes, you know, we have all these people talking to us in our ear, but we really got to hear the real side of him. So this was big for me to bring him on the show. Also, if Josh is watching the show, man, he knows too, man. This was big. So we definitely appreciate you being on the show. And we're gonna get this mug started, man. And you guys, if you guys have questions, please ask the questions. We're gonna try our best to answer them along the way. And we are excited to have you on the show, man. And we want to get started with this, man.
Okay.
So for the people, because the people want to know, what is the first step into your fitness journey? Like how do we get started? I mean, how do I get myself started into the fitness? Get started?
Write down what you want to do.
Okay.
Man, that goes for anything, man. I tell people, it's one thing to just start talking it, right? And saying it like, you know, I get dudes like, man, I want a bigger chest, man. I want to get my bench up. I want bigger arms. I want bigger legs. You know, I want to lose my belly fat. Man, I hear all of that. I'm like, man, write that down.
Okay.
So write it down. Okay. Right. Write it down. Now, write it down and date it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you can do after that is for each thing that you just noted, go look something up, a movement to do for it. So if you say, I want a bigger chest, I mean, we got the world of Google right now.
That's it.
And you can literally say what to do to get a bigger chest. I'll tell you the first thing to do. Do a push-up.
I mean, you'd
be so surprised how many people don't know how to do push-ups.
I can believe that.
You know what? A majority of my clientele are women, and they like, man, I don't know how to do a push-up.
Like the regular way or women way? Because there's two different versions.
Both.
Okay. Wow.
Both. And you know, people be like, man, how many push-ups is until you tired? Do it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You got to, because guess what? You got to train the muscle and build that muscle memory on how to keep doing it, right? And honestly, it's consistency.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The problem ain't really people getting started. You know, people always hear about just start. The problem is finishing.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
It's finishing.
It's finishing.
You know, I remember Dame Dash said, he was like, man, you could do anything you want if you learn how to finish.
That is true.
Right. I tell people, you know, they sometimes in psychology, they talk about building habits, and it takes about 66 days to build a habit. You ever heard of somebody saying, hey, I'm going to take 66 days and I'm going to follow this plan for 66 days straight?
No. And that's so crazy because you hear 21 days. So 66 is like new to me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't hear 60. I've already started 21 days to build a habit. So I'm always like, all right, past 21 days. All right, I should be on my go. I didn't know it was 66 days.
It's 66 days, man.
What?
To build a habit.
Yeah. Building the habit, man. And you know, some people, you know, you hear the 21 days. I'm going to tell you right now, 3 weeks ain't enough to build a habit. You need more repetition than that. You know, repetition is the father of learning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be repetitive in attacking your goals, man. You know, no matter how many times you fall down on attacking those goals, get back up and then keep going. Another big thing is when people fail, people quit.
Yeah.
I don't like what people been pushing the quit mentality. Mm-hmm. I like the reinvent mentality.
Yeah.
Did that make more sense?
Yeah.
Don't quit. Reinvent. There's another avenue to get to where you want. And I remember Wallow had said it used to be a saying, people say, you know, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
But if you on a highway, sometimes you got to get out of one lane
Mhm.
to get back to your lane.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
I see.
So reinvent yourself, man. Don't, your fitness goals or your wellness goals. Yeah, things happen in life, man. Things do happen, but man, keep going at it. Keep attacking it, man.
And I think that's so crazy because when I was growing up, my fitness goals, mine started kind of early, but at the same time, my father would always tell me, a couple push-ups here, a couple push-ups there.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see results happening for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But what triggered it, because everybody has a trigger point.
Oh, yeah.
And so for me, what triggered it was, I ain't gonna lie, I was getting picked on a little bit when I was in middle school, growing up. Because I was small. I was on the skinny side. I didn't have that much muscle definition. I was just kind of a smaller kid. And I think when I, heard too many voices in my head of people saying like, oh man, you're a little one, like little man. So all that stuff, I think I told myself, all right, that's the last time somebody gonna call me a little man, like whatever.
Yeah.
And like I just started to, like you said, like train and work and train and work. And I did write my goals down. I had a goal plan because I was like, by this time next year, I want to be, 100 pounds more heavier. Or I want to be how more push-ups I want to do. So
Yeah.
I did those steps, and you started to see a change. And that was my next thing, because do you want to attack the generation early when it comes to
Absolutely.
health and fitness? Because
Absolutely.
that's how you get them going.
I honestly,
Rather than late, right?
You on the head. Like,
So what do you feel like is the perfect age to start like properly training or properly start eating right?
eating right,
Yeah.
right out the womb.
Oh, wow.
Right out the womb.
So no French fries.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. So my daughter, right? My daughter was born the first week of the week of my first show, bodybuilding show. She was born that week. I was in the hospital with Tupperware, eating out of Tupperware, holding her. Right?
No, you was not. He said, I gotta
sleeping on the little couch, man.
Wow,
I was there.
dedicated.
I was there. And you know what? As she got older and she started taking in solid food, she would eat the food I was eating. It was already built in. I give her a little solid food. And she also went to a daycare with a Southern woman who cooked Southern meals. It was a private daycare.
I should have went to
So
that.
my daughter got breakfast.
Wow.
She got lunch. She got a small snack, and then came home to dinner.
Mm.
So
What a blessing.
If I can slide my daughter chicken breast and I can slide her broccoli and rice, and Daddy, that's good. Oh, she's 6. And
Lord.
if we go somewhere, she like every other kid. I don't take away from her being a kid.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, she'll eat a burger or some ice cream and she'll say, Daddy, I want food.
The real deal.
But it's programmed in
food.
her already. But that's what it is. It's exposure.
Mhm.
Once you expose it, then now they think, oh, this is normal, right? So that's why we have to normalize eating a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm not big on super restricting everybody from enjoying the pleasures of life, of going out. No, man, you a human, man. You need balance.
I need that cheesecake.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get from some of these, health gurus or moguls or whatever you want to call them. They make it seem like it's do or die. And now people, when you do that, you can't, in our community, you can't do that.
No.
If I know somebody that's eating a pack of cookies, I can't take that pack of cookies away.
You can't do
But I
that.
can subtract 2 a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
That's slow, right?
Slowly, because they won't
Because
see
then
it happen.
after a while, once you start seeing your results and then you see you not taking in that, you kind of like, man, I don't want to eat that and mess up what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get addicted to a look. That addiction is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Once you get a look, man, you be surprised, man. I got, some of my clientele, I'm like, yo, okay, cool. Your last meal, have a cheat meal, have whatever you want. They said, I don't even want it.
Really?
I said, why? She like, I'm down 25. I said, what you mean? She like, man, I want to get down 30. She was like, I'm gonna eat a little bit.
It's addicting.
Ain't it crazy
It's
how that changed? You
It's
like,
like a drug.
man.
It's addicting.
And then
crazy.
if they eat something or drink and they see a difference, they be like, man, I ain't doing that again, man. I felt terrible.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's like in anything in life, right? It's once you get addicted to something, like you automatically
Yeah,
start
that love, that
feeling it.
passion for it.
Oh yeah.
And
Y'all got it with football.
Yeah.
with football,
definitely.
with ease. I can tell you hands down, when I got addicted to football, And it's not saying like it's like everything to me, but like I enjoy it because it is
I
a
love
passion.
it.
You know what I mean? Like,
love it.
and when I can make an impact to help myself better at the game of football, whether it's on the field or off the field, especially in nutrition, you know what I mean? I'm definitely taking them steps. I'm taking that goal because that's how you can stay on the field longer, avoid injuries.
Yeah.
And that's something that's big, especially with us athletes, is because we go through so much pain and heartache, beatings and breaking down. We need something to fuel us back up.
Yeah.
And they tell us that on seminars, our meetings. We have lectures about it, and I think a lot of people think that like they should already know what we're doing. As athletes, we should already know like the health and fitness. Like, no, we're in there like this.
Yeah,
we got to do what now? We're learning every day.
Man, what if you would have had that coaching in elementary school?
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
You will see so many people be in a healthier lifestyle.
Man, you know what? Y'all careers will be longer.
Yeah.
And the thing is less injury because you know how to recover with food.
But that's the thing though. Do you think, because we was talking about how consistency is the key, so do you think starting at a young age is more complicated to be consistent?
No, at a young age, you got to think they're in a learning phase.
Okay.
You got to remember, children copy you.
Sure.
They copy you. Sure. Right?
Yeah.
You could be so surprised that, you know how people say, man, I can't eat nothing. Moms say that all the time. I can't eat nothing with my kids around. What are you eating?
Yeah.
Now it makes you think, what are you eating? Right. And so now, like when you're talking about nutrient dense meals and stuff like that, like steak is good for us. We can do steak. We can do chicken. You know, we can still have carbohydrates at those young ages like that in abundance. Right. We can still do the micronutrients with, vegetables and salad. We can still do that. We got to learn how to cook.
Yeah. That's something that's key.
Variety.
Yeah. That's
right.
That's
we got to learn how to cook, because now when we start dressing it up and you say, oh, we're going to have some chicken with a mango salad.
If it look good, you're like, what? A mango salad?
Mango salad.
Yeah.
Your kid go ahead and be like, this good.
Yeah.
Right? Now you like, oh, so you like that. I ain't really putting nothing in there. But see, those are the little tips and tricks I had to learn. So now when I make food, my daughter, she's sitting there and she's like, Daddy, what's that? I'm like, oh, this is a little salad and all that. I might give her, I said, go ahead, give her a little scoop with a piece of chicken. She's like, that's good. And then I'm like, you want some more? I put it on small plates, right? I kind of bait her a little bit to eat.
Yeah.
Put it on a little small plate. She eat some of it. She does. She like, Daddy, can I have some more?
I can see it.
She do it. She do it again. She do it again. So I'm like, cool. I done got her about 3 meals in now.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she boxes. So I got her with the gloves.
She got hands. Okay.
I got her with the gloves right now.
Yeah. Stay away from Carter Fletch. She got hands.
So I got her. She's still learning. She's new to it, but it's coordination.
Yeah. And
now it's eating, and I'm trying to put that all in one.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I let her be a kid. They get to have candy and stuff. I hate when people do that. And let them be kids some.
Yeah.
But build the foundation.
Build the foundation.
And that's true. And that's true. I actually love that, because if you do start them young, that's how you, like you said, like a sponge, bro. It is a sponge. You start learning about different things. You're like, oh, I got a routine. I got a habit. And like for me, I'm addicted to the weight room. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I get done playing sports, everybody keep asking me, are you gonna be a bodybuilder? I'm like, shoot, if my mindset is to it, I might do it, because
I can see you being a bodybuilder.
Oh, see, here we go. See,
and you love pictures and stuff.
I ain't gonna lie, I love the camera. I ain't gonna lie, I love the camera.
It's not a bad thing, man.
But I love my look. You know what I mean?
You're supposed to.
There it is.
You're supposed to, man. You know what, man? It's an outlet.
Yeah.
The gym is an outlet. The field is an outlet. The court is an outlet. The ice is an outlet for people. And you use that. That help out with depression. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
A whole nother.
That's a whole
nother topic.
Oh yeah.
And I think that topic right there, I mean, you can go into that for hours.
Hours. Yeah.
But I kind of want to ask you this, because
go ahead.
This is big. Like, so when you were growing up, what was dieting like? What did that mean to you growing up? Because I know like everybody has a starting point. So what does dieting mean to you, and how did you get into this area of work?
Okay.
As being a nutritionist after
I was introduced to nutrition really early. So one side of my family practiced Christianity, and the other side of my family, they're Muslims.
Wow.
Wow.
So my grandmother was a vegetarian by nature. She was a Christian.
Wow.
Now, my other side of the family are also vegetarians as well. So there was meat, but there wasn't a lot of meat. They broke the rules at times, right? But it wasn't a lot of meat in there, right?
Yeah.
And my uncle is the one that introduced me to understanding food, right? And the purpose of food. So I had an early introduction to what foods we eat and what foods we don't eat. Could I explain it at that time? No. But as I got older, I wondered, like, okay, what is this? So in the 5th grade, man, it's my first time being introduced to a cadaver.
Who? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys explain that one.
What a cadaver is?
Yeah, explain that one.
Just think about a dead body in a classroom.
Oh, okay.
That is preserved.
Okay.
So in the 5th grade, I got to be in the health science program.
Wow.
At the university that I graduated from in the 5th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got to work on. So I was introduced to health sciences early, and then I went to a health science middle school where I learned everything in anatomy and physiology. From as much as an atom to a cell to tissue, organs, cytoplasm, nucleuses. This was in the 6th grade.
Now, I would have definitely been hooked in class.
What? Yeah, I got
it like this, like whoa.
writing a hypothesis, and I had introduction all the way to once I got in college. I worked on cadavers again. Yeah, man. So I've seen, man. So it's like it's been a whole journey. Like when I strayed away from it, it's kind of weird. Yeah. When I strayed away from it, it was kind of weird because it was like, man, this is like a fish coming out of the water.
You're seeing everything. A fish that can walk on water.
So I got introduced to anatomy and physiology and nutrition early from family, and then being in school and different programs. And I was just generally interested, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't explain why, but it was just like, I'm like, oh, so that's what's inside of our body.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting because the body's amazing.
It
is the one thing that you can truly say this is the best thing ever on the planet, because your body can heal itself in certain ways. It grows, it expands, it stretches. You're like, man,
and will be the hardest thing to transform in your life.
Hardest thing.
Ain't it the hardest? It's a mental battle, ain't it?
Man,
you ain't never happy.
It took me years to get 2 abs. When I was growing up, I said, I got 2. Okay, I'm gonna get the 4 eventually.
Yep.
But I think when you start getting, like you said, addicted to the results and seeing it, you don't care about it for a while. Before you know it, you're like this. Oh, I got a 6-pack. I got definition arms. But once you start giving up and quitting, then you start to be like, man, I don't care no more. Your body will change, and they'll go the opposite way. Once it goes the opposite way, it is hard to go back down. It is something crazy. One thing that I know for sure is that everybody has a different idea of dieting. So what is the most common question that you hear from a woman or a male about dieting? Like, what do you hear all the time?
People say, what do I need to eat to lose this belly fat? They come right up.
I was going to ask that question for myself.
This is the most famous thing ever. What do I do to lose my stomach? That's a famous question. And people ask me about diet a lot. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The word diet doesn't mean anything specific. If you ate 5 Snickers a day for 30 days, you have now a Snicker diet.
Snickers.
So 30, at least I'm gonna do
right. So a diet is really about, you want to say, am I dieting down or am I dieting up?
Okay.
Right. So when we talk about that, then we got to talk about calories. Right. Okay. A lot of people don't even know what a calorie is. It's a unit of energy or heat. So what calories are just things that you consume, and they create energy within the body.
So do you feel like calories are important?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Sometimes people will get so stuck on a calorie, dude. It's like, listen,
I'm one of those.
You gotta live a little bit, and you gotta. Your body changes too much.
Yeah.
right? Total it's called. You have total energy expenditure.
Okay.
That is the amount of energy, or basically units of heat that your body burns off in a day. And it's composed of like your basal metabolic rate, physical activity, age, things like that. It's 3 components of it. But those things change every day.
Yeah.
You can't keep up with the calories. It's going to be impossible to get the proper calorie. Make sure you got your exact calories every single day. You got to create a baseline.
Yeah.
But okay, so with the calories, I mean, what is people not understanding about them? Like,
They don't know how to count calories.
Mhm.
So they don't know that 1 gram of protein is 4 calories.
okay,
1 gram of carbohydrates is 4 calories.
okay,
1 gram of fat is 9 calories.
9.
So now you know the numbers now. So if I give you a random number, if we have 20 grams of protein, we would do that times 4. We now have 80 calories.
Mhm.
So now you know how to count calories now, right?
Right.
Where are your calories coming from? Majority of them. Are they coming from protein? Are they coming from carbohydrates? Or are they coming from fats?
That is true.
So those are just little basics that people don't even know. And you're like, oh, do they need to know it all the time? No. When you usually go out and hire somebody, they should be able to do this for you. And then you get that baseline set. And too many people try to starve themselves. And when I mean starve,
Like, how are we talking about starve? We talking about like I ain't gonna eat today, or we ain't talking about I ain't gonna eat all week?
no, I mean like less than 1,000 calories.
Oh wait, no
That's
way.
starve.
I will pass out. Excuse me, people. I will pass out. I promise.
I have people that want to train like Olympic athletes but eat like ballerinas.
No way.
I'm like,
No way.
how you gonna go to the gym twice a day and then think you're gonna take in 1,000 calories, be able to recover from that, and then you don't think your body's gonna go into a starvation mode and say,
It's gonna eat something that you don't want to
oh
eat.
well, your body will go into a starvation mode and hoard calories.
So if something does enter your mouth or system, it's gonna consume everything.
Yeah, well, this is what it is. This is what it is. What your body says is, I don't know the next time we're gonna be able to eat like that. So we gotta store some of this for later. Ain't that crazy? The body does it. When we say the body's incredible, it's incredible with survival.
Yeah.
Right? Because think about it, that's what cavemen were.
Yeah.
They had to hunt for food,
they
and
were
sometimes they
looking for
might not
something.
get food.
For weeks at a
So
time.
what they gonna do? The body had to learn how to live off of less calories. But at a point, you're gonna plateau and stop. What you gonna do? Take away 500 more calories and live off of 500?
I will not do that. I was be sitting there like this, trying skinny and scrawny,
Yeah. So
I feel like that now.
looking like a skeleton. You know, man, you're not skinny.
So
You got
that's the
muscle,
big thing
bro.
about diet, man. Knowing what your maintenance is. I mean, honestly, knowing what your number is. And you can make up a number to start with. You can make up a number to start with. You can get on a scale in the morning time, take your weight, and then record food that you eat for the next 3 days. And then on that 4th day, get on the scale in the morning time and take your weight. Now count all those calories that you had in those 3 days. Did you lose weight?
Yeah.
Did you keep the same weight, or did you gain weight? Now, once you find out, you'll say, I know if these are my maintenance calories, if this is as many calories I need to lose weight, or if this is too many calories where I put on a pound.
Wow.
That little work in the beginning makes
so it's like so complicated for certain people because I know for me, it was hard for me to kind of go, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna maintain this, I'm gonna write this down. So when I went to college, we had steps, we had nutritionists, we had people that kind of helped us along the way.
Yep.
And so that was easier for me to intake how much I'm taking. Is this good enough for me? Or do I need to take more? So we have this thing where it's kind of like gain weight, maintain, lose.
Yeah.
And if you was like the person that need to gain weight, trust me, you about to be eating like crazy. They gonna stuff a shake in you.
Which is true. I mean, it's super true. You will eat more than a caloric surplus.
Yes.
That's what I had to go through. Well, that's what I'm still going through now. Having to eat a lot more to gain weight.
But you know what, man? We talk about body types. So you got a mesomorph, endomorph, and you have what we call ectomorph. So your body type is more so in that ectomorph, which means you're just a leaner individual, and it's not hard for you to burn off body fat, but it's probably hard for you to put on muscle.
Yes.
Okay.
But then you have a guy that is considered a mesomorph. He's in between. He can put on muscle and burn fat.
I feel like that's me right there.
Right there. And then you got Endomorph, who is great at putting on muscle, but he might struggle with losing a little bit of body fat. So you got those, they call those somatotypes. So identifying what type of body are you? You know, think about what type of person are you, and you done been in your body your whole life. You know.
You know about it a lot. And one thing, like, because we was talking about her, she was talking about like the myths of like dieting.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because you're talking about the myths of dieting, and like you hear all the time. What are some myths that you be hearing?
That diet is 80% and working out is 20.
Isn't that true? I mean, I hear that.
Yeah, you hear it. Yeah. Win in life that you can not give 100% and get 100%. You know, think about that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, when can you be like, oh, okay, you know, I can kind of work out a little bit, but then I can do my diet at 80% and I'm gonna get 100. No, that don't work. You think about it. You know, if you've been an athlete your life, what could you really do halfway and say, I'll probably make it to the league. I don't do enough of that though.
I'll probably make it to the league. 2 curls. I'm gonna get to the league.
Get to the league.
You got to put some work in, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Right, and then you gonna get some other people that you're gonna see working as hard as you or harder.
Yeah.
Then you got to go do more. Right. So that's one of the myths that we hear, and then another myth is that we talk about carbohydrates, right?
Yeah, we do.
We talk about sugar.
Yeah.
And they tell you fruit is bad. Fruit sugar is bad for you. You ever heard anybody say, I got fat off of eating too much fruit?
No, I don't think I've heard that.
You've never heard? You're not going to hear it.
I'm not going to hear it. You said I'm not going to hear it. I'm like, dang,
okay. Man, you can. You know what? I didn't put fruit in my clients' diets. And they're like, wait, I can eat fruit? I'm like, it's food, ain't it? They like, but the sugar. I said, man, they didn't really condition you to think that you eating an apple is the same as drinking Coca-Cola, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you hear, because you're like,
they condition you to think that. Wow. Nah, man.
They've been lying to me.
No,
I've been eating fruit salad all my life.
Man, come on, man. It's some civilizations, man. They survive off of nothing but fish and fruit. Yeah, man. And some of them don't even have grain in their diet.
Wow. And they still be looking good. They be healthy.
Wow. Man, my uncle talked about a trip that they went to. They went to Africa, and they were on a bus. And they said, you know, the women on the right side of the bus, men on the left side. They said the men all of a sudden noticed all the women are looking out on the side of the bus. They're going past this village. Now, this village, they're known for, I forgot what it was, the village was called, but the village is known for fishing. They do a lot of fishing, and they do a lot of fruit there. Okay. Well, the women was looking at, there was young teenage boys that was built up like 30-year-old men. But this is because they're carrying pounds of fish back and forth and eating fruit. They were lean. My uncle said, man, they had abdominals, shoulders, all of that.
Really?
I said, and they're eating fruit.
I need to go train out. I need to go train out there for about a month.
You know, people don't tell you why is fruit sugar bad for you.
Right.
They're not telling you why. They're just saying fruit sugar is bad for you. It's not the same as you having corn syrup.
Yeah. And I know that's bad for you.
Which was a mistake, actually. They discovered that in the lab by mistake.
For real? Corn syrup.
Yeah. You didn't know that. The story of it. It was a mistake in the lab.
No way.
No, I'm dead serious, man. It was a mistake. But chewing gum was too.
No, I love chewing gum, man. If that's a problem.
Chewing gum was a mistake in the lab.
I gotta break that habit. I did 66. I did 66 days. One of the best. I'm chewing gum constantly.
Yeah, man.
Man, see, and that's the thing is like going into those myths. Like, man, I'm always hearing 80% is nutrition, 20% weight room. So I'm like, okay, but I am going hard in the weight room regardless. That's just me personally. But you hear it all the time. Like when we in college, we was at our little meetings and stuff, and our dietitian, our nutritionist was talking to us, and she was like, it's 80% this, 20% this. You got to eat this. You got to sleep a certain amount. Now, sleeping, I know that's
good. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, so we know sleeping is good for you. So if anybody wondering, sleeping is definitely good for you. But it was like the other stuff what she was talking about. I'm like, man, like, so I got to make sure I got all these greens here, or I got to have all these carbs here, and I got to balance. And I just told myself, like, I'm actually stressing myself out more than I am on the field.
Yeah. And then you know what, man? Simplicity is key. And it's the KISS method, right?
Yeah.
And so I tell people, man, keep it simple, man. Keep it simple, man. And you know what? And that's what I do. I don't do anything that's super outlandish, that's different. I create a baseline for people. I keep their numbers up. I pay attention to how they're changing with their body types. If something's wrong, I'll subtract 200 calories.
Really?
And then see what happens to us. If we lose weight, I'll say, hey, this is where we're going to stick at for a little bit until we don't lose weight anymore. Then we might move another 100 calories. But see, now it's a strategy.
Yeah.
My goal isn't for you to lose 30 pounds in 3 months. My goal is for you to lose 1 pound and 1.5 pounds a week over 52 weeks.
Really? Okay.
1 pound a week over 52 weeks is 52 pounds in a year.
It is. And that's big. That's
and then if we
lot.
do 0.5 pound of that, you got to think that's over 70 pounds in 1 year. You can maintain 1 pound a week, losing 1 pound a week. What you gonna keep doing? Losing 30 pounds every 3 months?
Before you know it, you don't want to even exist no more. If you're a certain way, you be a scrawny kid.
So what about guys that's trying to gain weight or people that's trying to gain weight?
Yeah.
Excess, man. You can't. You know what, man? A lot of dudes are afraid to eat. And you know what? Guys be having abdominals, and they be like, man, I ain't trying to get my abdominals a fade. I'm gonna tell you like this: for you to put on quality muscle, you're gonna have to have a little bit of fluff.
Are you serious?
And then you cut it.
No. Because now I've been in that little situation because I was talking to Chris a couple of days ago, and I'm like, man, I'm getting fat. I don't know what's going on.
But you need a little bit of fluff.
Okay.
You need a little bit of fluff because what happens is you're in a caloric surplus.
Okay.
So you are feeding a muscle to recover.
Okay.
Right. So you got a cell. The amount of muscle cells you have been born with,
okay,
that's what you're going to have for the rest of your life. Your cell is that size. The more you feed it, the more you work out, the more you train and recover it, the cell gets bigger.
Okay.
Why do you think some people start working out, their cell shrinks back down?
Okay.
Right.
That's true.
So now, if you feed a cell in the surplus, it's going to keep getting bigger. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to accumulate a little bit of water and a little bit of fat. That's fine.
Okay.
You still got a fat cell too.
Okay.
That's another myth. There's no such thing as fat loss.
So like when you
I just got y'all. I seen y'all face go dead.
My face when I got
went dead.
When I got down to like 4% body fat, I'm thinking like, all right,
there's no such thing as fat loss.
Oh my gosh, I've been lied to.
There's no such thing as fat loss. There's fat reduction.
Okay.
Okay. So your fat is a cell.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. And when you put it together, it makes what we call adipose tissue. Right? How you get rid of tissue? It's a part of your anatomy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can.
You can't. Yeah. So what happens is it's the same thing. You feed a fat cell, it gets bigger. But when you start working out, you're burning more energy. Right. You start eating from that fat cell, it gets smaller. The number of fat cells you are born with are the number of fat cells you have for the rest of your life.
So do working out a lot kind of affect someone that's trying to gain weight?
It does. If you already have a high metabolism, you got to eat that much more now. The more you work out with a high metabolism, the more food you got to keep consuming. You're just going to have to keep shoveling it down.
That's you, bro.
I know. Right. And you should pick what we call, you're going to have to mix it up. Nutrient dense food with calorically dense, caloric surplus food. So nutrient dense, if I put a steak, potatoes, and mixed vegetables, that's a nutrient dense meal, right? But then if I say, go have a pizza, bro, that's a calorically dense meal, right? Or a surplus in a meal. You need both of those. Because your body it's only so many chicken breasts you can eat in a day before your body just like, all right,
before you start saying, I am done with chicken breast. Yeah, if I take another bite, I'm going to throw up. Like, seriously.
Absolutely.
And that's something that like I think not just me, but everybody that's out there, they're like, man, how do I mix up my pre-meals? Like I'm making our pre-meals a week. I still got the same thing, chicken breast, and green beans, whatever, yada yada. I'm like, man, you eating that the same meal every day?
But create recipes that fit what you want to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. We got pictures now, dude.
And yeah,
we got cookbooks. We got Google. Take the time, go find some. That's a chicken dish.
Don't forget YouTube.
Right, there you go.
YouTube.
Right. Find you a dish that you like and say, you know what? I'm gonna mess with this dish for this week. I'm gonna mess with this other dish this week. Man, you gonna add to your cooking skills too. Mm-hmm. It doesn't hurt, man. But if you already know what calories you're supposed to take, you just fitting the stuff into the calories now. You get where I'm going now?
Sure.
Now it's crazy that you like, okay, well, this week I'm gonna start with 2,000 calories. You just gotta make a meal that fit into that.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Now you like, oh man, I made this little, fruit salad right here. I had some chicken breast to get my protein in, and I did put a little bit of, avocado oil in there to get my healthy fats.
Yeah.
And you like, man, that meal looked good. Mm-hmm. What's the matter with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that at all. What would you say? Because along the process of doing that, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say? Because a lot of people in this world, you gonna have fitness walls. Like you gonna have a wall that you can, man, I hit this wall. How do I stay motivated in this fitness lifestyle? Because that's when you have people that quit. They be giving up. They don't see results. What you say to somebody that's like, you hit a fitness wall? Because I've hit a fitness wall before.
Network with other people that have similar interests like yours. Okay, you gotta link with other people, because when you link with other people, you get great ideas.
Man, I feel like that's a
networking,
idea.
Man. Oh
that's
my God.
Great.
Yeah. That's the big. It's a key.
Being people that got the same ideas you make and motivate you in ways you
never. Man, you might say something to me and I'll be like, oh, bro, I went through that too. Let me tell you how to do something. You'd be like,
man,
bro, what?
Yeah.
This whole time you mean to tell me, like, I get women, right? Man, I'm really trying to, women that say, I'm really trying to like get this last little bit of fat off. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. I'm like, this is what you do when you go to the gym. Get on the Stairmaster, do it for about 10, 15 minutes, get off. Give yourself a 10-minute block on the treadmill and try to run a mile in under 10 minutes.
It don't seem
fun at all.
I just thought about that myself.
I feel like this. You're like, wait, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
try it for a week and see what happens. 1 week. Just try it for 1 week. And people are like, what's that supposed to do? I said, it's just going to make you work harder. You're like, what? Oh, you wanted a secret. I don't have it. I'm sorry, I don't have no secret.
There ain't no secret.
All I did was give you a variation of what stuff that you probably already been doing.
Yeah.
I just gave you something different. But now I got you something that you finna be like, you know what? Let me try to see if I can do this mile under 10 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
And then if you get it at like 10 minutes and 50 seconds, you're like, I can do it. And I'm like, well, send me a picture when you do it. Wow. Now you got somebody hungry to keep trying something. I just re-sparked the flame.
You're pushing them without even telling them that, yeah.
It's so funny that this is what it was, even though this is my psychology portion. That was good manipulation. Mm-hmm. And that's where sometimes I have to do that to challenge people. And then they're like, man, I hit a plateau. And I'll tell you, if you ain't been stuck somewhere for 2 years straight, then it ain't a plateau. 3 months ain't a plateau. Yeah. No, that's not a plateau. No. You got to be stuck in a position for a while for it to be called a plateau.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Absolutely, man. But honestly, man, it's mixing it up, man. And it's just a motivating thing. It ain't no secrets. It's not no secrets, man.
And with the plateau, I mean, because that kind of goes into the other question I was going to think about asking you. It's just like once you see the change, right? How committed do you have to be to see the results? Because you can tell me, all right, make sure you eat this amount tonight and do this tonight. But I go home and I'm like, man, I'm gonna eat a fry. Forget that. Do you have to truly stay committed to it? Because when you're training with somebody, so I remember we was talking about this earlier. You were saying you get about an hour and a half in the gym, right? Yeah. You train with your personal trainer, hour and a half, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But when you go home, that's between you and you.
Yeah, man, I tell people there's 1,440 minutes in a day, right? If I told you that 60 minutes is like 2.2%.
Really?
So that person, other 98% of the day, I can't control what you're doing.
No, you can't.
I only get about 2% of your day. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I gotta trust you about to listen to me, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest struggle with, people who are athletic trainers, coaches, all of that, is that a great client will make you look like a great teacher, but a terrible client will make you look like a terrible teacher.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Easily.
Yeah.
And that goes into just anything in life. I think that just goes to anything. When you teach somebody, you're giving them the information. Like, you're telling them, look, I'm going to try to make you great, but also you can come back and make me bad. You make me look bad. So it's just kind of a trust thing between you and that other person.
And you said a tip. I'm going to kind of go back on a tip. I think people should break dieting down in phases.
Okay.
I think there should be 3 phases. And there's 3 different type of things you should always try. You should try the 5 meal frequency first for 4 weeks.
Which is?
So basically you should pick 5 meals to do a day for 30 days straight. And you should make whatever your calories are, you should just roll with that for 30 days straight.
Wow.
Okay.
And don't change your calories at all. But if you can change your work ethic, work a little harder.
Okay.
The next phase is the second phase. I believe everybody should do a keto diet for 30 days.
I've heard that.
Right.
I haven't tried it, but I've heard it.
Right. A keto diet for 30 days. Stick to it for 30 days. Don't change the diet or cut calories. Just stick to it. 30 days.
And what is a keto diet if people don't know what that is?
Okay, so a keto diet is primarily you're getting your energy source from fats, and you're taking in less than 50 grams of carbohydrates a day. And basically you have a pretty much higher protein content as well. For a female, her fat content would be around about 15 to 18 grams of fat a meal. For a male, about 20, 25 grams of fat a meal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the third phase is I like a pescatarian diet for the third phase for 4 weeks.
I feel like that's a good one to do.
The pescatarian diet.
I feel like that's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like that for 4 weeks.
I would probably try that first before I try the keto.
Well, you can move them around, and that's 90 days right there, right?
Okay.
But guess what? We just passed a 66-day habit of following a meal plan and sticking to it.
Dang, just like that. Without even
that's a
thinking.
part of manipulation, though.
That's how you get them, right?
Right. That's how I set them up. So now people be like, I'm used to cooking and prepping food.
Yeah.
I'm used to working out now. Now I'm like, I told you, I'm not a permanent fix. I'm temporary.
Man. Okay, so in the process of quarantine, let's talk about this stuff. Because, we've been locked up for a little bit. I've been telling people I'm locked up. You know what I mean? I've been in for 2 months. You can't catch me. I'll catch me on the street. I'll be in there 2 months. Catch me on the street. What was something that you had to control? Because right now, a lot of people probably went through that boredom eating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eating food. How did you keep yourself busy without going through that phase?
Again, you said it. Stay busy. Because when you sit around, you get used to this motion. Hand to mouth motion.
I knew I was going.
Hand to mouth. It's the same thing with people that smoke cigarettes. They smoking cigarettes because of this. They used to this. It's the same thing with a fork. It's the same thing with picking something up and just putting it here and just what we call, when you start chewing, it's called mastication. But that's what it is. Like, people like chewing. But I tell people to go do something. You could have went outside for several walks during quarantine.
Yeah.
Right. And I would say, make your meals ahead of time. And then if you don't want to eat them, throw them away.
Not in this house.
No.
Why not?
No. Okay, let me tell you something about.
Why can't you throw food away?
No, let me tell you something about this house. In this house here, you ain't throwing away no food.
Well, why you ain't? Just tell me why. What's the reason why?
Because it's you pay for it, you eat it, right?
Hey, listen, that's my point.
Whoa,
that's my point.
There it is.
When I tell clients, they be like, "Man, I can't eat all this food." I said, "Throw it away." They look at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Throw it away." I said, "It's your money."
So you was trying to already tell you were already letting us know. Because I was like, I ain't doing.
I said, it's your money. You know what
you
people
know that
say?
stuff.
You know what people say? They be like, nah, you know what? I said, you know what you doing? You gonna make that food and you might not eat it. You gonna go out to eat somewhere. You still throwing your money away.
You still throwing your money away.
I said, you could use that money for something else.
Because you getting a small portion of the meat. I mean, it's good. It's already cooked and ready. But you like, man, I could have made this at home.
You could have saved that money and went and bought you, some shoes or something.
And you know what? The worst one, I think this would be funny. The worst one is when you go out and say, I'm going to order me a club sandwich. I'm like, man, I could have just made a sandwich at the crib and did the same exact thing. I'm like, if you order a club sandwich, you better not order a club sandwich. You better order something that's hard.
Who go out to order sandwiches anyway? I never understood that.
That's what they do. They be like, it's the healthy way. I said, then do it at the house, right?
They do it at the house.
Do it, bro. I can literally stack it up.
Pay
The
$12.
triple king club layer,
Could do that.
Halloween style. You know,
Yeah,
what is
man,
it? Sweet tea.
Yeah, people trick me out, man. I tell people, throw your food away if you don't want to eat it. And they be looking at me like, man, you crazy. I'm like, yeah, you crazy for not
crazy.
eating. That you done prepared.
I ain't throwing no food.
Guess what? Strategy, prepared ahead of time.
Man, that's big time, man. I think, bro, truly, if you have like one advice, or if you have a couple of advice, man, what would you say to the audience? And then also, man, if you want to share like your contact information to where to find you or reach you, man, give us some of that, man. What would you tell us?
I would tell people everything works if you stick to it long enough.
Okay.
People quit too soon. And sometimes people quit right before something happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you stick to something long enough, and I don't mean just sticking to it for a couple of months, give yourself a year on your fitness goals. After a year, and you say, I didn't meet any of my goals, I didn't exceed none of my expectations, nothing happened, then go ahead and quit. After a year. 1 year.
And nothing happened.
Like 1 year is actively
you got a year, buddy.
I got it.
One whole year.
Yeah.
One whole calendar year, and you giving your all.
Okay. Man, yeah. Well, hey, where can we find you, man? Where can we find you?
You know, you can hit me. I'm on IG at Carter Flex.
Carter Flex.
That's how it sounds. And Facebook, Carter Flex.
Carter Flex.
Twitter, Carter Flex.
And Carter Flex. That's 3 strikes, right?
It did Snapchat, Carter Flex.
And Carter
Yeah,
Flex.
I'm everywhere.
Hold on, man. How did you get all these Carter Flexes at the same time? I'll be changing mine. J Smalls and J Smalls.
It came from a publicist.
Man, you lucked it.
It
You
came
got
from a
that.
publicist.
You lucked it, man. Man, look. So this is Carter Flex right here, man. And to my left, man, we want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Really
I appreciate
it. Really
you,
enjoyed
man.
it,
Thank you,
man.
man.
Man, I'm gonna clap real quick.
Thank you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Also, man, I want to give out a special thanks to Evolve Sports,
Crux Media,
The Cutting Edge, our guy Dave. Dave, thank you so much. Next week we're gonna have Dave. We'll have Dave on the show. Actually, we're gonna go to Dave's place. We're gonna go to the barbershop. We're gonna talk about some things. We have a setup in the barbershop, man.
Nice.
We're gonna also give a thanks to Mason's Productions, Unfiltered, and then also this is a chiropractor that hit me up. They was talking about come out here and let's promote and let's talk about some things. So we're gonna talk about wellness.
You got to get there.
Vita, Wellness Vita. I'm definitely gonna go out there and get my little adjustment.
I need it.
Hey, so I definitely want to say thank you, man, for coming out to the show,
Thank
man.
you so much.
From me,
Thank you.
to Chris, to everybody, to Josh, we are excited, bro. If you want to get in touch with your health and see the results, the change, man, hit my man up.
Definitely.
Hit my man up, and we're gonna get after it. And this is the 1% Show. Thank you so much for being on the show. Stay tuned. See y'all next week.
Appreciate it.
Your screen. On 3rd down, it's picked off. This should be a touchdown. There goes Turner. Welcome to the game, Chris Turner. His 3rd play in the game, and it results in a touchdown. And now in the XFL, Landry Jones is trying to get right. He's going to unload deep down the sideline. Caught! First down, Dallas. First catch of the game for Joshua Crockett. And Dallas gets out of the shadows of the end zone with a 39-yard completion.